What is up, guys? Welcome to this week's weekly recap. I'll be going over this week, this week's price action, the trades that I took, and trades that I could have taken. And yeah, I didn't take a losing trade. I took one winning trade and one break even. So I'll show the calendar. What? Oh, it's probably because of break even, so ignore that shit. Um, the fuck? So yeah, this is this week's calendar, and yeah. So let's go over. We did have a bank holiday on Monday, so it was only 4 days of trading. So yeah. Yeah, so Tuesday, going into the day, I was super bearish. I mean, I was not super bearish. I was super bearish up to this low, but then this was my condition. Um, we did also dump a good amount, like overnight. So yeah, but I was very up to this low. I wanted to see us complete the sell model and then see how we would react out of this low. You can see here we ended up swooping this low. Fuck, bro, I have like a runny nose. Um, but yeah, we ended up swooping this low, and then there was this 50-minute that was unfilled, and we ended up getting kind of like a Judas swing at open. So at open, if we go to 1 minute, I wish I had the replay thing. At open, we just ended up dumping, and then boom, we got the inverse. We ended up getting, there was a 5 minute as well around here, but since it is a Euro swing, you don't have to take the highest time frame inverse on the leg because most of the times it's just gonna run without you. And then we got this 3 minute inverse right here, and we did take the internal high, but it was still valid though. You could have still taken this. And honestly, I didn't because once we took the internal high, I kind of stopped paying attention. That was kind of a mistake that I had. And also, we were inside the 5 minute fair value gap. We took the internal high, so I was kind of iffy about it. But yeah, it was a great. This was a great trade, and then you would have break even at this one, and then take profit at this on field 15-minute fair value gap. So it's a 1-to-1. Or you could have also held to this on-field hourly fair value gap right here, which it would have given you more RR. So yeah, that was pretty much the trade of the day, which I didn't take. I did end up taking another trade, which ended up being break even. It was a good trade though. It was a continuation. The reason that it failed was because we did have an SMT at 10 a.m. open. So NQ traded to this hourly fair value gap, this one right here, and ES didn't. So we had an SMT. And if we go to 10 a.m., go to 10 a.m. is it was a news candle. So right here, 10 a.m. ended up opening up higher. And so um, that's the reason that it kind of like I got stop at break even. But I was still bullish overall up to these highs here. We also had an on-field 4 hour fair value gap here, which we did end up tapping afterwards. So I guess I was kind of right on the drawn liquidity. We did end up going lower than higher. But yeah, I was still bullish to this, so that's why I kind of faded. I guess it's like high, like protected high or high resistance high because I was bullish on a buy model. So yeah, but we ended up tapping this 15-minute right here and also a 5 minute fair value gap. This one right here. And then if we go to a 30-second, we ended up getting, mm, there were two 30 seconds. So this is the 15-minute rally up, and then the 5 minute. There was this first one, which I only took on an eval because it was a pretty small 30 second. And for me to take a 30 second, it has to be kind of like an obvious one. And we also did have this one, this 30 second right here, which was like the more obvious one in my opinion. So I waited for this one to inverse. I went long once we got the inverse, stop. I don't know where I had it. Maybe around here. I should have had it like here. Let's see. Oh no, so I had my stop lower. I had my stop like right there. Yeah, because I didn't get stopped out on this. But yeah. Um we got the inverse. I was gonna go break even at around here. Like right there. I think it was also like I mean it was a 2 minute CE. So if we go here, yeah, so my break even was actually here. So the CE of this 2 minute wick. But looking back at it, um, I should have gone break even at the 5 minute wick CE. So we have this 5 minute wick, which traded into this hourly value gap. So I should have gone break even here. So the consequent encroachment of it, that should have been my break even point. And then I would have gotten stopped out of break even at the, it would have hit it, and I would have gotten stopped out of break even here. But my stop got edged, and we ended up putting an SMT at the low. So we had an SMT at the low inside of the 15-minute value gap. And then I said, okay, I'll just move my new break even to this side right here. And then I can stop at break even. And yeah, so that was it for today, for that day. Now Wednesday, let's see. Wednesday, I had a bullish bias. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that is what happened. I just didn't get an entry. So we completed the sell model yesterday again, and we're starting to display higher, disrespecting bearish, respecting bullish, with disrespected this 4 value gap, respected this one. So I was bullish, and I wanted us to see us, and I wanted to see us tap this fair value gap, sweep these lows, and then go higher. We did have an SMT, so we didn't really need to trade towards it, and I could see open just pumping. But yeah, sorry for the iffy nose, for the running nose. I mean. So yeah, let's go with the third. Yeah, so here's a low. Um, wait, what? Uh, I think that was NQ. So I think that NQ was the one that it didn't. Okay, yeah, so MNQ did take it slow, but NQ didn't. So that is why it like looks weird. But yeah, but we did end up trading towards our fair value gap. Here, I was really happy with the way that I traded this day. Um, we ended up sweeping this high here, and then there was this 5 minute inverse, which I know a decent amount of people took, but I did fade it because your targets are like, what are you targeting, bro? We're overall bullish or on a buy model. You're targeting a low, that I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and we also did have an SMT here, and you're targeting a low with an SMT, so your targets are not good. We're overall bullish, and you're targeting like a protected low, so just not a great short in my opinion. We also tapped this more discounted hourly fair value gap, and we got a nice 30 second, which I didn't take because it was It wasn't really a nice 30 second, but like it was a 30 second that you could have taken and it was A plus, I guess. But the reason that I faded it was, I mean, we tapped out for Oligo by like a tick, was because of the size of it. It wasn't on MNQ though, it was on NQ. Um, I'm not gonna scroll all the way there, but we had a small 30 second like right here. We got the inverse, and then there was an unfilled 5-minute fair value gap, which would have been your take profit. And the reason that I didn't take it was because the size of the 30 second, and also if you look at the 1 minute chart, we were being kind of pretty choppy. Like you were longing right here and all of these chops, so yeah, didn't really like it. And then the trade that I took on my EVO, which I ended up getting stop at break even, was a 3 minute long. We ended up putting SMT here to slow after the 5 minute inverse, which I faded, and then we got a 3 minute inverse to the upside right here, and I put a limit on my EVO right here, right here, stop like around there, and yeah, and take profit was previous day high, which was like this high, I think, probably, yeah. And sadly, I went break even here, and yeah, and the reason that I didn't take this on my funded was because we were pretty premium. I wanted to see, I wanted us, I wanted to take longs from here, and this was pretty premium, and also the break-even point was a high that swept another high. So yeah, but the reason that this worked and why it was good was because we're in a buy model. So yeah, it's okay to target, I guess like high resistance highs if we're in a buy model, and yeah. So that was it for that day. Okay, and then the fourth, I ended up taking a pretty nice trade. It was a close to 1 to 2 RR. Going into the day, pretty sure it was bullish. Yeah, so I had a bullish bias, and this is what I wanted to see happen. Trading to this hourly intermediate low, get an inverse out of it, and then long from there. And yeah, and then if we go here, and we had this 4 hour intermediate high, so it was a high inside of a 4 fair value gap, as you can see right there. We didn't tap it, and we made relative equal highs right here, and then we ended up trading towards um the hourly intermediate low, which I wanted to see happen. I did take a short on my EVO, and it was this 3 minute inverse. And the reason that I only took it on my EVO was because we didn't take this high, and I was bullish overall. So yeah, but I did see this playing out, which is why I took it on my EVO. Like we swept this high, boom, immediate bishop 3 minute inverse, and I said, okay, I'll give this a shot on my EVO. Why? Because I could see us leaving relative equal highs with a forward intermediate high, trading to the hourly intermediate low, and then getting longs from there and taking out the relative equal highs, right? Which is kind of what happened. So I took this trade on my EVO. Here, I'll show you. So I took that on my EVO, and then I ended up taking longs um, on my funnel account. Once we took the intermediate low, we ended up getting, I was gonna take this 3 minute inverse. There was a 5 minute though, so yeah, you could have taken the 5 minute or 3 minute inverse. But then we ended up getting a resweep of the low, and then a 2 minute inverse right here. So that is when I went long, and I had my stop like right here, because if you go to a 3 minute time frame, we can see we have this wick, and the next candle filled the CE of it. So if we're gonna be bullish, we shouldn't trade past this low right there. And then I had a break even right here, which is a 5 minute intermediate high. So break even there. My full take profit was this equal highs right here, right there. Um, We did end up getting an SMT though. Let's see, fourth. We ended up getting an SMT here with this high and this candle, so that is when I full closed, and I ended up making around 600 per account. So yeah, 597 per account. And yeah, that was a really A plus setup, as good as it gets. And yeah, fuck. Um, and then going over Friday, there wasn't really anything. I did not take a trade. I was bullish, and we ended up dumping, but I wasn't wrong for having the bullish bias. Like you can't not be bullish here. We did end up dumping though. But yeah, I wanted to see a top of this 50-minute fair value gap and then long from there. We did have data lows, but they were sponsored, so I didn't really need them to see. Like I didn't need them to get swept to go higher. I did say we're displacing higher. Data lows are sponsored, so I'm not expecting them to get traded to. But if we start displacing through all of the bullish beta rates of this 50-minute fair value gap, then I will be okay with shorts towards data lows. And so here I did not take a trade though. I was about to take a trade though. We just didn't get the inverse. So we ended up opening up this hourly fair value gap at 10 a.m. We also traded into this 15-minute fair value gap. If we go to a lower time frame. So this is 10 a.m. right? This 10 a.m. candle, and then boom, we ended up trading to this 15-minute fair value gap, which was also an hourly fair value gap. We also got an SMT with this low right here, this low here, and then boom, we had a 1 minute fair value gap. We never got the inverse, but if we had gotten the inverse, I would have taken this, and this would have been the A plus setup. Um, yeah, we had low, like overall bullish. We had a 10 a.m. open low. We had this side here, this side here, this side here, this side here. We did have an SMT though, but because again we're overall bullish, it's okay to take longs towards high resistance highs and stuff. So yeah. Then since we didn't get the inverse, we ended up dumping. Then we got the 50-minute inverse, and then I said, okay, I'll be looking for shorts towards data lows or longs from data lows. We didn't really get any shorts, continuation shorts though, and then we ended up sweeping data lows also inside of this 4-hour value gap. And then the reason that I faded this, I did take it on my eval, but I faded it on my funded account is because um, you're trying to catch the falling knife. Like look at this, we're dumping this much, we're down like 200 points, and you're taking the first inverse after dumping that much. Like if you zoom out, do you think that this little inverse is showing bullish structure? Like it's not. And it was a really early entry, which is the reason I was honestly close to taking it my funded, but I realized, bro, this shit is way too early. I need more structure to take something on my funded. But yeah, there was an unfilled 5 minute fair value gap, and yeah, so that was my take profit on my Evo. Boom, boom, and a 1 to 1. And yeah, there was it ended up dumping again because we're all overall like bearish. You're trying to catch a falling knife. And for me to take a trade on my funded, what I wanted to see us was open up a 5 minute fair value gap, a 5 minute condition, trade towards it, and then get an inverse out of it to confirm that we're still bullish, right? But this fair value gap after dumping this much, sweeping that lows for fair value gap, like it's just not enough. So yeah, I'm super happy with how I went about this week. I traded super good, and yeah, um, that is it for. That is it for this week. And there wasn't really, actually no, there was a nice mag long that you could have taken. We had an SMT here with this low. I wasn't even on the charts at this point. I left even earlier than usual. I left at like 10:50, like right here, because I knew that probably it's not gonna be anything that I really like. But this was alright. It wasn't bad. We ended up getting an SMT here with this low. We had an on-field 15-minute free volley up right here. And then we got this 5-minute inverse right here. And yeah, you could have taken that. Although looking back now, because we didn't end up opening up this 15-minute here as well. So that's not too good. But yeah, it wasn't too bad though. It wasn't bad. But yeah, that was pretty much all there was this day. And yeah, that is it for this week. And peace out.